This conference will now be recorded.
So any doubts guys regarding our last session? Okay. So today we'll quickly do the deployment today. Okay. So whatever the artifacts, it is recording, right? Yeah. So whatever the artifacts we used to create it, right? So we will do the deployment today. Okay. In order to do the deployment, guys, we will use the Tomcat server. Okay.
Assignment
So
what you
first we'll
are
check. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot this. I forgot.
maybe
Yeah.
this weekend we can try and if you have any doubts you can
That
come
will be
back.
better.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah. So quickly we'll start the Tomcat, guys. Okay. And before that, let's have a small brush up on a Tomcat server. Where is Tomcat? Yeah, here it is. Okay. So here we will do the deployment, right? So whatever the artifacts we used to create it from the Apache Maven, right? We will deploy it in a Apache Tomcat. So what is this Apache Tomcat now? Okay, so this is a one more tool. So please mute guys. If you have any doubts, please unmute it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Madam.
Tushar, only Tomcat we can work with, or we can work with other web server
I will show
tools
both.
like
I will
JBoss.
show.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is what. Okay, there is one more, that is the JBoss, as you said. It has been
Yes.
renamed to Wildfly.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
So
I will
apart
show
from the
both.
10 other tools, we can work
Like
if you
any
have any
number of
knowledge.
tools, yeah. If like for .NET, we can use a Crystal server. Okay, so for Java purpose, this Tomcat or JBoss is the best one. Okay, for your knowledge purpose, for .NET project, we can use the Crystal server. Okay, let me mention it in a chat box. Crystal. Crestl Crystal server for .NET projects. Okay.
I think Tomcat usually used for lightweight, as it has been mentioned here itself, right? For
Yes, yes.
heavy application, normally we don't use Tomcat in the real time.
No, we were using the Tomcat only in my past organization.
Okay.
So, okay. Sorry. Yeah, basically will be depends on you can use a Tomcat server or else a JBoss server. Okay, it depends. Okay, I will explain on the both one. Okay, so don't worry. So one deployment I will do with the Tomcat, another one will do with the JBoss. Okay, so right now I'm doing it for a freestyle, right? For freestyle we use this one. Okay, Tomcat we'll use. While doing the deployment using the pipeline, we will use the JBoss. Okay, so both we will do. Okay, yeah. So yes, guys, let's have some introduction on Apache Tomcat. So Tomcat is a lightweight open source web container. Okay. So lightweight in the sense it is not having any weights or something. Okay. It is a lightweight in the sense your application perspective we can say it is a lightweight. Okay. And it's an open source. That means it is a freely available software. We license for it. Okay. It is used to deploy and run the Java based applications. Okay. Java based web applications. Okay. It is best especially for the Java based web applications. It is okay, developed by Apache Software Foundation, that is a ASF. So these guys have maintained developed this Apache Tomcat server. So what is a web server? Okay, so as I mentioned here, it is a Java based web application it supports. Okay, so then obviously it will be deployed for the web servers, right? So web server is a program that uses HTTP, that is a hypertext transfer protocol, to serve the web content to users. Okay, that means so here in a var file, Apache Maven guys, if you remember, we used to create a var file like a var file that is a web artifact. So that is a web artifact. That is a web-based application. So what we are going to do is we are deploying that var file into this Tomcat server. Okay, and then you will come to know what exactly that var file is having in the front end. Okay, using the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Okay. Then application server. An application server is a container upon which we can build and expose the business logic and process the client application through various protocol including HTTP. Okay, that means in the application server, we will be deploying our application. Okay, upon that, we will be exposing that application over a browser. Okay, using the protocol called as a HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, that is some simple information. Then comes the installation here. Okay, for installation perspective, just download the application and run the. There will be a. It will be download in a zip format. Okay, so let me show you. So Apache Tomcat here you can see right Apache Tomcat 9.0.12. So this is a version which I have downloaded. Just open this directory. Okay, under this, in order to start this Tomcat server, guys. Okay, here you can open the bin folder. Here n number of scripts will be available here. Okay, so for that what you can use in order to start the Tomcat server. Okay, what you need to do is execute this startup.bat. Okay, for Windows machine, whereas for Linux you need to execute startup.sh. Okay, the same thing. In order to shut down you need to use shutdown.bat and shutdown.sh. If it is a Windows you need to use the bat file. If it is a Linux then you need to use the sh. Okay, based on your environment. Okay, then under configuration folder. Okay, so one more thing guys, like what do you call the Nexus and the SonarQube, there it will be having the default credentials, right? So here it will here there is no default credentials guys, and there is no credentials to log in. Okay, we need to configure it personally. Okay, so in order to do that guys, okay, there is a one file in a configuration folder. Okay, that is a tomcat hyphen users. Just open it with the notepad. Okay, under from line number 38 to 42. Okay, whatever the content is there, just copy it and paste it down. Okay, and then first we require the role name. So what the role name you require? Okay, so the manager underscore GUI I'm using. Okay, when you log in into the what do you call Tomcat server guys, so it will show what are all the roles available. I will show once it start up. Okay, so I am using the manager GUI. So this is the role it is required in order to do the deployment. Okay, from the front end as well as from the scripted level. Okay, hence I'm using this manager hyphen GUI. Okay, as well as manager hyphen script. So these two roles is required in order to do the deployment. Okay, then comes the user. So for this role, okay, the user I'm using it as Tushar. Okay, and the password is tushar@123. Okay, so and then roles I'm mapping it here, the manager GUI and manager scripts. Okay, so here you need to configure the users. Okay, one thing, and then sorry, one more in a server.xml. Okay, open this one. Yeah. So guys, Jenkins, what the Jenkins listens the port number. Guys, what is the default port number for Jenkins?
8080.
Yes, correct. The same it is available for Tomcat as well. Okay, so listens the port number of 80 only. Okay, if you use the same thing, okay, it will the conflict occurs here. Okay, in order to avoid that, we need to change the port number. Okay, so this is what the port number I have changed here. Okay, 8090. So by default it will be like this 8080. So I have made it to 8090. Now my Tomcat server runs with a port number of 8090 guys. Okay, so this is the one more configuration. Then so under log section guys, okay, so under log section you can able to identify what are the things it is happening in a Tomcat server. Okay, so those log you can able to identify. Okay, in the interview they may ask a question like, so what kind of log it is getting. Okay, you can get the access logs as well as the manager host manager logs and Catalina dot logs. Okay, so these informations, okay, these logs it is going to be generated in a log section. Okay, so all these things I will I have mentioned it in a this one my notes, just check it out. Okay, then comes the web app folder. So this is the important one guys. So whatever the deployments we are doing it, right, so those deployments will be available under this location. Okay, so like whatever the var files. Okay, if you want to keep the artifacts, okay, whatever the artifacts in order to run it in a front end. Okay, so those artifacts has to be placed in this location. Okay, under Tomcat web apps folder. Okay, and in the scripted level also, if you just keep the what do you call var file, automatically the applications will get run guys. Okay, and one more thing, so if you remember while Jenkins starting classes, okay, I told you the three ways of deployment, right? One is the one which I'm showing right now. Okay, that is by executing java-jar jenkins.var. Okay, the second method is, so as you know, it is a var file, jenkins.var file, right? Okay, so copy that var file, jenkins.var file, and place it in this location. Okay, under Tomcat web apps folder, place it. Okay, and start your Tomcat server guys. Automatically your Jenkins will also get started. Okay, because Jenkins is a web-based application. Okay, so try it out. This is an assignment. This is the second one. Okay, what you need to do is copy the jenkins.var file and place it into the Tomcat's web apps folder. Okay, and then start the Tomcat server. Okay, simple. Okay, so now what we will do, we will quickly start the Tomcat server. So in order to start the Tomcat, open the bin directory and go to the command prompt and execute startup.bat. Okay, enter. What is the time? Okay.
So meanwhile, one question. So what is exactly mean by application server?
So under application server, you will be having your application. That means your code.
Okay. So it is like our window machine.
Yeah. In a real time, we will be differentiating. Okay, like application server, web server, DB server. Like that, we are differentiating. Simple.
Okay, okay. So it's kind of the application what we deployed. So we are mentioning the same in a server.
Yes, exactly. Okay, once it starts, go to a browser and try localhost. What is the port number? 8090. Yes, guys, you can see. So this is the Tomcat's official webpage. Okay. So now what we will do, we will quickly do the deployment. In order to do the deployment, let me click on this manager app. What is the username I provided? Tushar, right? TUSHAR. And what I mentioned, guys, I forgot.
Tushar
Configuration.
at the rate 123.
Username and caps or something? Nothing. Okay. Okay. So fine, guys. Now you can see this is the web page of the Tomcat server. Okay. Now what we will do, since we have a code in a Git repository, guys, right? So we will get that code, okay, and using the Maven, we will create the artifact, okay, and parallelly we will deploy that artifact into this Tomcat server, guys, okay, and you can able to see the what the content we have in the front end, okay. So
So can
let's
you
do
please
that.
show the role in Apache server, manager role that you showed in configuration file?
Yes, yes. One second. One second. Somewhere it will be available. Yes, one second. Let me show you here one second. I'm unable to recall that.
No
Documentation,
issues.
configuration. Sorry. I will show you one second. Okay. Let me configure till that one. Okay. So, yeah. First, we will download the plugin for this. Okay. In order to do the deployment, first we will download the specific plugin. Okay. So, in order, first we'll go to the manage Jenkins and download a plugin. So go to manage plugins under available section. Try for deploy to container. Deploy. Yeah, this one deploy to container, guys. Select this one and install it without restart. Okay, so now it is success. So let's go back to our Jenkins. So yeah, under my first job. Okay, so here we have having code, right? Let's click on configure. Okay, and before that, guys, I want to show you one more thing. So let's go back here. Here you can see, right, build numbers. So whenever we are triggering it, automatically it is one number, it is going to be increased. Okay, if you don't want to keep these numbers, okay, let's say if you want to keep only one or two build numbers, okay, you can configure it here. Okay, and in a general section, click on this discard old builds. Okay, enter this one and select the days you want to keep the builds. Okay, how many days you want to keep this build number. Okay, so that days it is, I will keep only one day. Okay, so maximum how many builds you want to keep, that is 4 builds, 5 builds, how many build numbers you want to maintain. So that build number it is, I will just keep 3 here. Okay, then come down. So here under source code management, so under source code management, so now it is getting the code from the Git repository, right? Then come down. So here in the build section, it is creating the package, right? We are creating the package. Okay, now what we will do, we will do the deployment here. Okay, I have just removed this one, that is a downstream project it is. Okay, now what we will do, we will do the deployment for the Tomcat. Okay, in order to do the deployment to the Tomcat, okay, add build step, where it is, not here, post build action. Yeah, this one, deploy var or EAR to a container. Select this one. Okay, and here mention the var or EAR files, guys. So if you remember, we are going to create a jar, var and EAR, I mean, right? So those are the kinds of artifacts we used to create, right? So now, so this one, it is asking for var or EAR files. In our project it is creating the var file, right? So provide var. Okay, but if you provide like this, okay, it doesn't understand where exactly it is. So the extension must be .var, correct? Okay, whatever the file name, but it is having the extension of .var file. Okay, but before that we should provide the stars case, because it should not understand what exactly it is, what will be the file name here. Okay, so hence we used to provide 2 stars and one more star after the slash. Okay, under this location, so whatever the files with an extension of .var file, so those things it will fetch. Okay, and then context path. Okay, if you want to add any context path to your application, you can add it. Okay, otherwise it is not
Sir,
required.
can you repeat what is the meaning of double star slash star?
So this indicates whatever the file name prefix I'm saying. Okay, whatever the file name after that slash. Okay, so it will be in a, let's say in, yeah, I will show in a GitHub repository. One second. Okay, see here, my code will be available in a target location, right? So under, whenever we create artifact, it is the code, whatever the artifact is going to be created under target location, correct? And here you can see the whatever the file name with an extension of .var, right? So because of these two locations, we are providing this 2 stars there. Okay, the entire project, under the entire project, whatever the content it is there, okay, and check state, okay, under that it will search for the var file. Okay, so that it indicates. Then come down.
So you
Okay,
mean
and
to
then
say one star
context.
is for Maven web project and another one star is for target folder?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it is not
Okay.
like that, just it will assumes like that. Okay, not exactly the project name and target folder. Okay, so whatever it is, okay, whatever the content it is, okay, under that location slash under target folder, it will search for the var file, whatever the var file it is, extension with the .var.
Okay. Okay. So first 2 star and the 3rd star indicates only the direct. First 2 star indicates the directory. It can be anything.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Then comes the context path. If you want to add any context to your application, okay, you can provide it here. Okay, otherwise it is not required. So what we will do, we will give the context here, like any name you can give. Okay, like let's say we'll give the DevOps. Okay, and then containers. So here click on add container. So here we are using the Tomcat, right? So Tomcat 9 version. Select this one. It will ask me for the credentials. Just provide the add the credentials. What is the username? I have provided as a Tushar, and password is Tushar @123. So this one is Tomcat, right? Okay, Tomcat. Okay, and click on add. So select here and select Tomcat credentials, and here it will ask you for the Tomcat URL. So go to the Tomcat, take this location, okay, and provide the URL here, right? So let's trigger a job, and once it login, once it is done, guys, you can see our var file will be deployed under this location. Okay, and parallelly, if you want to check in a backend, it will be available in a Apache Tomcat server web apps folder. Right now, there is no var files right now here. Okay, once we do the deployment, one of the var file is going to be deployed here. Okay, so let's trigger a job now from Jenkins. Okay, so I hope everything is clear here. Let us save and run. If any error, we'll check, think of it. Let's click on build now. Okay, now it is getting the code. Okay, it is building the var file. Okay, now it is deploying it. Yes, guys, you can see finished with success. Okay, now what we will do, go and check, see here, right? Our web apps folder, we got the var file here. Okay, then go to Apache Tomcat server in a front end, just refresh the page here. See guys, we got the file here, that is a var file. Okay, so just click on this, you can see the content, what exactly in a Git repository we were having the code, right? So that code, it will be visible now. Okay, click on it. Hello guys, welcome to DevOps. So this was the content under Git repository, right? In a one click, guys, it is getting the code, it is creating the artifact, okay, and it is deploying it to the Tomcat server. Okay, so now what for our demonstration, what I will do, I will just alter the code now. Okay, in the source section.
Sir, I asked one in the previous class, one missing link.
Sorry.
Yeah, in the previous class, I asked for your integration of JUnit test cases. You think?
I have not tried. I have not tried. I will check. I will just check it out and update you on that. Okay, now.
Yeah, yeah, sure, Tushar, because
Okay.
that's the requirement. Yeah.
Okay, I will just check it out. Okay, and update you on the same. Okay, see guys, now under source code, I was having the code like, hello guys, welcome to Devops. Okay, hence it is showing in the front end now. So whatever the code is available, it is getting that code and creating the artifacts, okay, and deploying it to the Tomcat server. Okay, if you want to change, so let's say I will change this one. Okay, like welcome to India. Okay, so now let's commit this code. Okay, just an example I'm saying is, so once we do the, if you're familiar with this, we will take the one one more project was there, right? That is a telephone directory. That it is very good. Okay. So we will do the deployment from that. Okay. So now you can see I have updated the code. Hello guys, welcome to India now. So now what I will do one more time of the deployment now. See guys, and the build number also it has been deleted. Only 2 build numbers has left because I have mentioned the build numbers, right? Discard build numbers. Okay,
So what
and
is the role of
time.
context path that you have given configuration?
See here, it will be visible like this. Okay. Now Tomcat server. See here again. In my Git repository, I have mentioned the project name like a what do you call one web project. In the context part here, it is mentioning like this. Here, the path section. Okay, you can see guys, and the build is success again. So what we will do? Just refresh this page. Okay, and click on it. You will get other code now. Hello guys, welcome to India now. Right? So this is what the continuous integration and continuous deployment is. Okay, so only two tools I have used right now. Okay, once we complete our session, I mean our course, we will integrate each and every tool, that is Ansible, Nexus, SonarQube, each and every tool we will integrate and do a one round of testing. Okay. Fine guys, any doubts till now?
That role I asked for Jenkins. Sorry,
Yes, sorry,
Tomcat
sorry.
server.
Yes, sorry. Somewhere it will be available. Yeah, I forgot. It is.
Okay, so what is the difference between the two roles that you showed, manager role and manager script role?
See, if you are using the manager GUI, right, you cannot able to do the deployment using the scripted one. Okay, right now I am doing the deployment using the GUI one. Okay, that is a freestyle I'm selecting now, right? So whenever I'm doing creating the job, I'm selecting the freestyle project. Okay, that is the GUI. There is a graphical user interface. I'm creating the job. Okay, but in a real time, it will be not like that. Okay, in a real time, we used to do the deployment using the scripted one. Okay, that is the Groovy script we say. Okay, from Monday onwards, we will do that one. Okay, in order to do the deployment using the scripted one, we require a manager script. Okay, that role it is required. Okay,
Okay.
hence I have mentioned that one.
Okay, so for UI as of now, manager role is enough.
Yeah, manager GUIs is okay.
Okay.
Okay, some other roles is there. Somewhere I mentioned, unable to recall that. I will update you on Monday, guys. Okay, now.
Yeah, sure. Sir, and one more thing. So this is actually a development side, right? So this is application development. So what about the automation testing? Say, for example, if I have a Java Selenium script and I try to do that in a Tomcat server, what exactly it will reflect from the WAR file?
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
So this is actually application development. There is some HTML code and you're executing and you're doing the build and it is showing that in the UI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, I am doing some automation in Selenium Java, say, for example. I'm doing that Java, so I'll be able to integrate that in I'll be able to create a jar file using Maven, and I'll be able to configure that in the Jenkins as well. So if I do that, so these and all file, I can do the build up to that Jenkins. But what actually it will be there in Apache Tomcat server if we do the build. Sorry, if we do the
It will be,
yeah, build
see,
tips.
simple. Yeah. Right now, you can see only my code is it is reflecting now, right? Okay. Now it is showing, hello guys, welcome to India. Okay. But in the real time, you will be having your application. Let's say your AWS console or a Udemy, Zabbix install, Zabbix, like a Gmail only. Okay. Any application, it will be visible in the front end for you. Okay. So this is what we are like. I have my one product like what do you call? What is that? We used to order the food in the online, right? What is that? Like a Zomato or
Swiggy.
something? Yeah,
Swiggy.
Zomato, Swiggy, whatever the application. Okay, it will be available in the front end for the application for the end users. Right now, this is the one dummy applicate, I mean, just a dummy code I'm showing right now. Okay.
Sorry, your
But in,
voice is breaking.
sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Yeah, can anybody hear me? Guys, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir. It's clear now.
Yes.
Yeah, so right now you can see only the dummy code it is showing now. Okay, but in the when we do the deployment in the real time, you can able to find your application there. Okay, so let's say today I have, let me open, okay, let's open this HDFC net banking. Okay, now you can see the HDFC net banking, I mean, window, right? So in a real time, it will be also the same thing. It will be having, okay, and that var file they are deploying it in a JBoss server. Okay, so because of that, we can able to see the whatever the contents. Now we can see, right, the personal things, NRI, SME, wholesale agree, like that it will be visible for the end users. Right now I am using this application, right, NetBank. In the real time also it will be like this only.
Sir,
You got
actually,
my
you are
point?
talking about.
Sir,
Yeah, I got
I
your
got
point.
the thing is, see, the development cycle ends in once the application is deployed in the Tomcat server, right? So application will be start up and running. Okay, so testing life cycle starts from
Yes.
there. It takes over from there, right? So I think it's Raja is asking about that process. Once the application
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
up,
So that's what I'm trying to say.
automation script will be triggered for regression testing.
See how they are going to do in the deployment, right? So whatever the deployment we are doing it is not a production servers. Okay, so first what we will do, we will do this deployment in the dev
I think we
environment. There
lost
is a
your voice.
development team. Sorry, can you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir. It's clear now. You can proceed.
Okay, so whatever the deployments we are doing it right now is, it will be not a production servers, first thing. Okay, we will do it in a first dev environment. Okay, whatever the developers will write the code, we will test in that. We'll just upload that code into the dev environment and they will do the test. Okay, and for the testing team, so they will also be having the one more servers for that. Okay, so they will check the application testing whether it is working fine or no, or any bugs is there. Okay, like n number of testings they will do. Okay, once it is done, then the same code will be deployed to the pre-production server. Okay, production and pre-production both will be in a sync, guys. Okay, so whatever the things, if you want to copy into the production server, first we will check in a pre-production. Okay. Once we deploy the code from the testing to pre-prod, well, we will check whether the system, how the exactly our application is behaving, right? So what are the hits we are getting, okay, and what are the load balancer, how it is working. So all these scenarios we will check it in a pre-production server. So once in the pre-production server, everything, there is no issues in the code, then we will deploy that code to the production servers. Okay, directly we will not deploy to the production servers here. Okay, one by one we will do it. Is it clear now?
Sir, one more thing, sir. I do like to highlight. So actually, whatever you are talking, right? So initially we are doing the deployment in a dev server, then test, then pre-prod, then prod. So that you are completely aside of development side. I think that you do not have much knowledge in the testing side what exactly testing team is doing. So that's the
Yes.
reason that I think, yeah, okay, so I got it. Maybe I can check it out and let you know if you have any further questions.
Yeah, sure. No issues. Okay. So there will be a dedicated testing team will be available, guys. Okay, they will do the testing. You don't worry about the testing part here. Okay. And in the automation level, okay, what you guys need to do is whatever the regular activities is there. Okay, you guys needs to automate those tasks. Okay, the simple one. Last time I told you for one of my, so for my organization. Okay, so I told you or no, I forgot, guys. Okay, I'm working on a bolt-on application. Okay, so here this application works on a GST. Okay, so what I have a clients called as a Google, Facebook, and Biocon, right? So those are my clients. So what they will do, they will put a file into their server, into their SFTP location. Okay. So what SFTP is a sense, SFTP stands for Secure File Transfer Protocol. Okay. So what I needs to do is I needs to log in into the client's machine. I needs to fetch those files and give it to my application for bolt on. Okay. And what the bolt on will do, bolt on will check that file, processes it, and gives back to me. Okay. That response file will be available. Okay. That file again I need to place it into my client's location, client's SFTP location. So this is a scenario. Okay. So for this scenario, what you guys need to do is you need to write a script for this. Okay, simple. So automatically your machine, your script has to log in into your client's machine. It has to fetch the so and so files, and that files has to be copied to the our application. And once our application processes that, so once we got the output of that file, then we have to upload that file back to your client SFTP location guys, using the SFTP. So I have achieved this one using the SSH keys guys. So for a pre-production, we have used the accept and SSH key pass utility. For a production one, we are using the SSH keys. Okay, I will show the script as well. If you guys require, I will share it. Also, no issues. Okay, like that, we need to do the day-to-day activities, like automation we need to do. And whenever you do the deployment, right? So you want to do the restart of your service you want to do. Okay, so for that also write a script for it. In order to go and doing it manually, you can run a script for that and keep it in a scheduler, right? Yes, guys, any doubts?
Sure. See,
Yeah.
once the development happens, right? Continuous development will be happening. Okay. So,
Yeah.
the developer will be writing the JUnit scripts also, right?
Hmm.
So once he writes the scripts, and if you want to check everything, so the unit test cases will be executed to check all the functionality is working fine. So unit cases.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
then it is deployed to the Tomcat server. Correct. So
Yes.
there will be multiple changes. It is iterative, right? So you're doing some changes, you'll deploy it to the server and you'll check that application is working fine or not. So you'll do it multiple times
Hmm.
in a day. Correct.
Hmm. Hmm. And it will be in
So
an
it's not a one
incremental
time.
level.
Yes. It's in an incremental level. I agree with that. So it happens multiple times in a day. So he goes to the
Hmm.
he opens the application and checks it. So before he opens the
Hmm.
application, all these process will be happening. The unit test case execution will be happening. Then artifacts will be created. Then it is deployed in the Tomcat server, and he'll open this application and check it.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's the process,
Yes.
I think.
Hmm.
So once that is done, so next
Yes.
step is
Hmm.
it has to be assigned to the testing team for the takeover of the regression test,
Yes.
execution of the
Functional
execution
and
tests,
regression
right?
testing. Yes.
Yes,
Functionality and regression,
yes.
both the testing has to do.
So how it is taken care in DevOps now? Because the dev server will be there, okay? Once he is
Hmm.
completed, for example, in the end of the day, he completes a piece of a code, okay, and he
Hmm.
deploys.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, what is the indication that he has completed his part of the work, and next the regression testing, automation testing should take over. So from dev server to
See,
it has to be shifted to the testing server, right? So how the process goes?
See, dev instance, it is dedicated for developers, guys. Okay, so whatever the trial and error method they wants to do, they can do it in a dev instance. Okay, so once it is done, so what we will do, our DevOps engineers will push that code to the testing team. Okay, so testing team will do n number of testing. They will be having the n number of stories. They will do the testing according to their stories and all. Okay, then something you said, Manju, sorry, I forgot.
multiple deployments, sir.
Yeah, multiple deployments. Okay, as you can said, the multiple deployments
Every day,
in order to keep
because
the artifacts.
yeah,
See,
see,
every
if I'm doing
artifact we are.
yeah,
Yes, sorry
yeah,
for that. Sorry for the.
yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
because when I'm doing development, okay, I'm doing a certain
Hmm.
changes or something in new feature. So
Hmm.
I'll complete my coding part and I'll deploy it to the server. Okay, I'll check that application is fine. If there is any changes, again I will do the rechecking. Okay, change. I'm doing the changes again. So once that is done, okay, there is a gap from the dev server to the testing server, shifting from there to there,
Hmm.
right? So we are doing
Yeah,
it manually
so
by telling testers that I have completed the code, I have pushed it, or uh, we are creating a pipeline there also.
so right now in my past organization also they are doing the testing manually only. Okay, so we will being a DevOps engineers will deploy the code to the testing team. Okay, testing test servers.
Okay.
Okay, and we will inform the test engineers saying that the so and so functionality we have added to that test server, kindly check, okay, whether it is working fine or no. Then we'll take the inputs from them. Okay, if it is working fine, then that code will be moved to the pre-prod. Okay, if it is not working, then again it will be sent back to our DevOps engineer, sorry, developers. They will try to fix that issue.
So that's what can we fill that gap of manual thing using the pipeline? Is there any way of doing
Pipeline
that?
here yeah, in my current organization, we are doing the testing team. They are doing it manually. It is not integrated. Okay. So let me check. Okay. I'll check with my testing team and update you on this then. Okay. No? I'm not sure. I will
Sure, sure.
check it with them.
Okay, sir.
Manjunath, to answer your question, my company in my organization in my previous project, actually they don't do these what is it, consecutive deployments in multiple servers actually. So once the testing is completed and they will verify everything is okay, then they will do the build manually for the pre-prod. So because they don't know we don't know the exact duration when the testing team will complete actually. So there can be bugs and there can be fixes.
I agree with
Then
you. That my point is not that. Yeah, my point is not that. Okay,
he
once the development is
wants.
done, so manually we have to tell the testing team that we have completed. Yeah. So I want that gap to be filled. Means once the development is
That
completed, I
gap
no need to
can
interact with the
be.
developer. So it has to be integrate. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Manjula, sorry for the interrupt. So you can integrate using with the Jira application for that. Okay. We can integrate the Jenkins
Yes,
with the
yes,
Jira.
yes.
Some guys used to
Mm,
call it as a Jira, and some guys used to call it Jira. I don't know what exactly the what pronunciation it is.
Jira.
I used
Yes,
to
correct,
call it
correct,
Jira.
sir.
Okay. So using Jira
Correct.
application, we can configure that. Okay. So first you will whatever it will
Mm,
just like a ticket, it will assign. Okay. I will do the deployment. Once it
correct.
is my work is done, it will go to the next process.
Mm,
So the next process we can configure it as a test engineers. So under their bill, it will be available, and they will do their testing accordingly. Okay. And according to their, I mean what do you call output they have got, they will update on the same. So then we need to check, I mean there will be having the flow here, so whether the
mm,
code has to go to the next process or it has to go back to the development team. Okay, using Jira we can achieve that.
correct. Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes, Tushar.
I was
Thank you.
not.
We can integrate.
Yes,
Okay, we
sorry.
can integrate with this Jenkins. Jira can be integrated with the Jenkins, right?
Yes, it can be integrated. I was
Okay.
not confused with the question. Okay, hence I forgot that. Okay, using Jira we can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we working on Jira also? Jira also?
No, previously I was having the application owner for the Zaira application. I know how to create the workflows and all in HDFC Bank. So it is already 1 year, more than 1 year now. I forgot.
Okay. Okay, Tushar.
So in HDFC, we use, every employee has to be a application owner for one of the application. Okay. So I have took this Zaira. So there I used to create a workflows and some issues with the end user. So those things I used to handle that. Now I forgot everything.
Okay.
Okay.
No, no issues.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, guys, any other doubts? Okay, I hope it is clear. And today we'll stop, guys. Okay, 9:30. I have a meeting. Okay, so tomorrow, it's not. And one more thing, guys. There is no session by tomorrow. Okay, so we'll catch up on Monday. By next week, we will have a session on. So we'll take a extra class on Saturday. Okay, so alternate weekends we will take.
Yeah, that's good. Sir. That will be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Fine,
Yeah,
guys. Then
thanks. Bye.
tomorrow we'll catch up. Sorry, Monday we'll catch up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day. Good
sir.
night.
Yeah. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Bye. Bye.